What's going down, folks? It's your boy C23 back on the sticks once again with another NBA 2K15 video for you guys. And yes, your boy is finally on the My Team. I know it's a little bit late in the NBA 2K15 life cycle, but this mode right here is kind of reinvigorated me a little bit towards 2K because honestly, after doing so many My Career episodes, it kind of wore me down a little bit, folks. So shout out to everybody that recommended I should jump on the My Team mode because I've been having a lot of fun with this. Now, seeing that I'm just now starting off in the road to playoffs mode, my team is sorry. Like, there's no fronting whatsoever. This team is not really that good. And at the moment, I can only use 3 gold players. So I had to rock with the old Kobe from, I think that's the 97, 98 Kobe, as well as the D12 gold card. And also on my bench, I got the Russell Westbrook card as well. I'm starting Isaiah Canaan as well as JR Smith just to round out my roster. I don't really have that much MT to really work with at this point. So for us to really be competitive, I'm gonna have to put in a little bit of work on this My Team mode, but as long as I keep having fun with it and you guys keep supporting the series, we'll get there eventually. So I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, this is my starting 5. My bench is completely garbage, so I won't even waste your time getting into that. And before we get into the gameplay, folks, if you can excuse my voice, I'm fighting off some kind of illness. I've been sick for like the last 2 weeks, but I'm starting to feel like myself once again, and I finally have enough energy to record. So hopefully my voice doesn't sound too bad, and if it does, hey, what are you gonna do? Anyway, you can see my opponent's lineup. He got CP3, you got the old Kobe and Kawhi Leonard, a silver JaVale McGee, and a bronze Tetra blah blah. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that dude's last name. But getting into the gameplay, I'm rocking the white Denver unis. I come out knocking down the open J with JR, just trying to get the mid-range game working. My opponent comes back and I leave whatever his last name is wide open in the corner, and he buries a 3. And honestly, folks, I'm just having a good time with this dude's last name because I really can't pronounce it. So I'm not trying to offend anybody if it does bother anybody out there. And what's up with the charge cheese? Like, I'm gonna just run right into that charge. This dude was trying to take the charge from the moment I crossed midcourt with the ball. Come on now, that's way too predictable. So my next possession after that, I'm passing the ball around and hit Kobe for the fadeaway shot out of bounds. I love that fadeaway with Kobe. That's the reason I even started doing fadeaways in 2K. It's just always been a solid way for me to get a clean look at a shot. And speaking of which, what do you guys think? Who had a cleaner fadeaway, MJ or Kobe? I don't know, man. Both of them are pretty clean. Both of them are pretty hard to stop. Kobe has a little bit better of a jump shot than MJ, but overall, MJ's was really effective as well. So what do you guys think? Go ahead and drop me a comment and let me know what you think on that. And no, I'm not trying to get into the whole MJ versus Kobe, who's better, who had better careers and this and that. I'm talking specifically fadeaway jump shots and fadeaway jump shots only. What do you guys think about that? Anyway, getting back to the gameplay, the first quarter starting to wind down. I hit JR Smith, he attacks the paint. My opponent was just expecting me to pull up and let that go with JR. I drove right by him and threw it down right-handed. He really wasn't expecting that. But I can't just come out here and be one-dimensional. I gotta switch it up a little bit. I can't just stay beyond the arc and shoot with the shooters and drive to the cup with the slashers. I like to be a little bit unpredictable with my gameplay sometimes, so just to keep my opponent off guard. Anyway, moving things ahead a bit to the second quarter, my opponent tries to clown and just throws the ball off the backboard. So I just take it and run the break and throw up the lob. Kobe to Smith, the 8-to-8 connection mid-air doesn't get any better than that. And after the missed free throw by my opponent, Dwight gets the board outlets to Canaan. Canaan throws it up again to Smith. Smith is catching lobs from everybody. I didn't know that Smith could get up like that personally, but he's getting it done out here, folks. Now, speaking of JR Smith, at the time I'm recording this commentary, Game 4 of the NBA Finals is about to start in about 15 minutes. So I want to get you guys' predictions. You know, right now the Cavs are up 2-1 in the series. And I want to get your thoughts and impressions on the series so far. And also, who do you think will win the championship? You know, I'm not going to do another video asking you guys, you know, who's going to win the title, this and that. So go on ahead and let me know what your thoughts are. Personally, I think the Cavs are in really good shape to take this, folks. I see them taking it. Honestly, I can see them taking it in 5 games. 6 at the max. I don't see it going 7 games, but we'll see how it plays out. My only concern is, can the Cavs keep up this level of intensity, or will they burn out? We all know that Golden State likes to run, so it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. Now, it's been a pretty close matchup back and forth the entire way. So I let young Kobe go to work and back down his opponent. You already know what's coming. Little turnaround action and knocking the shot down over Leonard playing D. Next possession, JR Smith comes up court looking to get something going and sees Kobe has a little space, so he kicks it over to him. Kobe lines it up and knocks it down. Excellent release. Now, after my opponent goes on a little bit of a run, we're down 5. The clock is starting to be a factor, so we really got to pick up our offense before this thing gets out of hand. So I let young Kobe go to work yet again. He dances in the paint and throws up the nice little floater, and it drops. That was a pretty nice shot. So moving things ahead a bit, we're down 11 points with 3:26 to go. I just start letting them go. There's no hesitation at all at this point. We just got to green light all these open looks and hopefully knock some of them down. I then see JR Smith wide open in the corner. I feed it to him, and he drains the wide open 3-point bucket. So now we're down 5 with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. I get caught up on the screen and leave my opponent wide open, but he blows it. Shot's no good. We grab the board, and we're looking to run. I kick it up to Westbrook. Westbrook has a wide open Smith in the corner, and JR knocks it down. Why not? JR is really heating up at the end of this quarter, getting me back in this thing, folks. So back on D, my opponent has a good look at a mid-range shot and misses it yet again. My opponent's going cold. Westbrook in transition, looking for somewhere to go with it. Almost turns it over, but Dwight picks it back up. Gets it over to Kobe. Kobe drives baseline and pulls up for the fadeaway. Excellent release on the shot, knocking it down to tie the game up. So now all we have to do is just execute on offense. And who can do that better than the young Black Mamba? So I just start turning and backing down my opponent, hit him with the fadeaway. That puts us up 2 with just over 1:20 to play. My opponent's next possession, he comes up and he's just zigzagging all over the place. Shoots up a 3, and the 3 is no good. Howard grabs the board and immediately looks down court and hits a wide open Kobe Bryant. Kobe catches it and knocks down a contested jump shot. So with under a minute left in the game, I see JR's wide open. I kick it to him, and why not? Why not pull the trigger? JR knocks down a huge 3. Next possession, with the clock winding down for the game, you already know it's coming. Let's give the ball to the Black Mamba, let him back down, go to work, fading away on the baseline, draining the shot to go up 4. This game is out of reach, and that does it, folks. We end up taking this one 64-60 and walking out of here with a pretty close win. This one was back and forth pretty much the entire way through. Now, taking a quick look at the stat sheet, it's really no surprise to see that all the team's offense came from Kobe and JR. JR came in and put in work, knocking down 10 of 12 shots and 5 out of 6 from the 3-point line. That's a pretty efficient stat line if you ask me. Same for Kobe. Kobe only missed 3 shots. Kobe went 10 of 13, 0 for 0 for the 3-point line. I got to take more threes with Kobe, but the shots just weren't there tonight, so I didn't force it. Anyway, folks, that's all the time I got in this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one real soon.